Okay, so you and I, we're different types of writers. Of course we are, all writers are different. But I know you would never write an opening to a video that was purely designed to exaggerate some truth and set up some false melodramatic expectation in your... You just wouldn't, would you? Oh, might leave that in there. Hello, listen, hi. That's the bit thing with the bin. It's not what it seems. Kindle versus iPad, for example, that hasn't changed. They both have their strong, very strong advantages, actually. And also, I haven't changed my mind about getting a Kindle and using a Kindle for myself. It's just that I've found a better Kindle deal to show you. Really, that's what it comes down to. Hello, I'm William Gallagher, and this is 58 Keys, which, as ever, for always, it's for writers like you and me who use and who write on Macs and iPhones and iPads, occasionally other things, even paper if you really, really must. Do subscribe. Firstly, because there's always so much to say, so much for us to talk about. But secondly, sometimes bits of it keep changing, such as this. As this first goes out in August 2022, well, previously on 58 Keys, back in May this year, I tried to do something that I thought was going to be pretty simple. I just don't know which is better, iPad or Kindle Voyage. I mean, all right, okay. I know one of them suits some people more than others and the other way around, but I don't know for me whether Kindle or iPad is, well, I was going to say better, but I mean, right, I know better is a bit of a meaningless term, isn't it? I mean, they're both good for reading on. Neither of them works especially well as a car. If you were thinking, as I was back then, of getting a Kindle to read, well, do watch that full 58 Keys episode, because it isn't simple, but I slept through, schlepped through all the differences to find out which was better, iPad or Kindle, and then possibly more usefully, I schlepped through all of the permutations to find out which is, I believe, the best Kindle in the quite wide range for us and what we tend to do as writers. I have also done a 58 Keys on just finding the best iPad for you. So usual thing, links below. Now, even then, right there, in the heat of trying to figure out for myself, and hopefully to be useful to you too, it wasn't simple, but there were three clear things that I came to conclude pretty quickly. One is there isn't a right answer. iPad versus Kindle. I mean, it might as well be iPad versus orange juice, as long as orange juice is really slow. They're just different animals. Two, there is actually a best answer if you decide to go for a Kindle. And three, Kindles work. In May 2022, I said I had one then for about 5 weeks and I'd read 10 novels. It's now August, as I say, and presumably the new toy feel or something has slacked off, but I am currently reading Invisible by Paul Auster, and it's something like my 22nd novel on Kindle since getting that Kindle. So, job done. I'm clearly recommending Kindle. We're good. Only there is this whole business here, isn't it? And then actually there's this. In that clip, I'm using my Kindle Paperwhite. It is the Kindle Paperwhite that I recommend over all of the range of Kindles. Actually, I recommend the Paperwhite over ones that are options and other models that are much more expensive ones. And just to really stand by this recommendation of mine, well, here is a Kindle Paperwhite 12. This is my second Kindle Paperwhite in 4 months. Yeah, let me deal with the bin first. I kept you hanging on that one enough. The Kindle that you've repeatedly seen me throwing away, that's a 5-year-old Kindle Voyage, which used to belong to my wife, and it died. A few days after I got my Kindle Paperwhite, it really died. I spent so long on this, trying to get it working. I consulted 3 UK services that claim to be able to fix any Kindle, any condition, anywhere, and every one of them said, oh, come on, there are limits, you know. I can't prove this, so I don't know, and actually I can't find where in this long chain of online resources things I even picked up the idea, but in trying to get this thing fixed, I've seen it suggested that Amazon uses the cheapest components it can in the Kindle. And as you use it, I think sometimes it feels like it. But the consequence is that Kindles are not always as robust as you'd hope. Except, yeah, I can believe that. But that Kindle Voyage lasted 5 years. Maybe it's a sign of our disposable world these days. But to me, 5 years, that seems pretty good. Nonetheless, 5 years or not, it is a dead Kindle. While I was trying to revive it, I gave my Kindle Paperwhite to my wife, and it was actually one of the good things about this is she was able to just carry on reading straight away, carry on reading the book she was in from where she was. And so was I, kind of. I was able to carry on reading, it was Bad Actors by Mick Herron, this year's new Slow Horses thriller. And I was able to carry on reading it on Kindle via the Kindle app on my iPhone. As good as that is, though, that is actually when I realised that I am now, quite a bit hooked on actual Kindle devices. As good as the iPhone and also actually the iPad Kindle app is, I bought the new Kindle Paperwhite. Well, I mean, first I sold I sold it to her for a really big discount. I mean, okay. Then I bought a new one, and the new one was going to be specifically actually why I wanted to talk to you about all of this today. It was going to be that. It was going to be just how good it is to keep reading. And I've said before, and I appear to be ready to keep on saying, it really is good to read on a Kindle, and that the Kindle Paperwhite is the best option for us, for you and me as writers and readers. For the price and for what you get, Kindle Paperwhite, it's not only the sweet spot in the range, I think it is actually demonstrably better than the more premium Kindle devices that you can get, which is why I bought something else. I bought a Kindle Paperwhite Kids edition, and now that is the one to buy out of the whole range. Kindle Paperwhite Kids. Kindle Paperwhite, the regular one, it costs £140 or $160. You can get it for less if you're willing to put up with adverts every single time you pick up the thing, but I'm not. So £140 or $160 it is. There are often sales, but there. Kindle Paperwhite Kids, on the other hand, costs exactly the same. There's a small difference in that there isn't even an option to pay less in exchange for adverts. There is just the non-ad supported price, but that price is the same, £140 or $160. Only with the kids edition, you get the same stuff and some extras. And I'm not going to say that they're extraordinary, but they are extras, and they come effectively for free with the kids version of the Paperwhite. So first of all, you get a case. You don't get a lot of options in cases, but alongside some 2 or 3, I think it was, pretty kiddie-like, brightly coloured cases, which you might well love, there was this black and sombre one. And, well, as you see, I chose that one. Next, you get a year's subscription to something I've never even heard of called Amazon Kids. That's a collection of more than 1,000 children's books that are just available for you to read at will. And come on, you and I, we can be childlike, can't we? And in fact, I intended to look into that subscription to see particularly if there were some old favourite titles like Tom's Midnight Garden by Philippa Pearce. Such a special book for me. It might be there, I don't know. The thing is, I just had a thing where I forgot to cancel a year's subscription. I had a free year's subscription and it came around and I forgot to cancel it and now I'm paying for the next year. I really didn't want that to happen there, and I certainly don't want it to happen again, so that I'm cancelling everything. I cancelled Amazon Kids immediately, and you can. That's the thing, but more on that in a second. Let me tell you the one last of the 3 things you get with a Kids edition. You get an extended warranty. Kindle Paperwhite Kids comes with what Amazon describes as a 2-year worry-free guarantee. If nothing else, that is twice the length of the regular Paperwhite's 1-year guarantee. I wouldn't, rush though. Anecdotally, what I'm hearing is that, yeah, it's true, it's there, but let's, don't lean on it. Don't go smashing your Kindle around. Yeah, it's there, it's twice the length there. It's there and it's free. And if you also might enjoy Amazon Books and Kids, and if you effectively get a free case that would otherwise cost you something from $30, at least from Amazon. That seems pretty good for me. For the same price, you get the exact same Kindle Paperwhite device. Just one of them comes with the case and the books and the subscription and the double length guarantee, and the other one doesn't. One thing about it though, you do have to buy the Kindle Paperwhite Kids edition, and then when you've got it, go through quite a few steps to switch off all the kid stuff, you know, parental controls and things like that. But you do that and you end up with your regular Kindle Paperwhite, and it has on it your regular collection of your own Kindle books. That did take me a few minutes, and admittedly most of that was tapping at the Kindle screen and wondering if it was ever going to do anything. No, Kindles, none of them, Paperwhites, none of them, they have not speeded up in the months since I first tried one. Kindle Paperwhites also haven't improved their battery life. Amazon suggests, implies that you get 10 weeks out of battery life, but that is so clear. I mean, if you don't switch it on, you're in with a shot. No more than 15 minutes of actual use a day. You'll never get anywhere near 10 weeks if you do more than that. Although, if your Kindle is only holding you for a quarter of an hour a day, find some better books to read. Although, the moment I say that, I realise if your Kindle is holding you for a lot longer than 15 minutes a day, well then find some better books to write. Okay? For me, I mean, I don't time myself on these kind of things, but on average, apparently it turns out I need to totally recharge my Kindle Paperwhite every 20 days or so. Look, I got into all of this because I wasn't reading enough outside work, outside of reading as part of my writing job. Some of the novels that I've been reading now on this thing, they've been so good that they've made me want to give up writing. So there's that. There's, you know, it's good and bad, but yeah. Okay, if there is nothing, is there? You're a writer, I'm a writer. There is nothing like being in our own story as we write it, but being in someone else's novel, being in someone else's work, yeah, it's pretty close. And Kindle brings that to me so handily. That's it for this edition of 58 Keys. Thank you very much for watching. Now, take care of yourself, write more, and perhaps even read more as well. And I'll see you soon.